Okay, guys, I'm here today with Brian Glick. Huge honor for me. And guys, Brian's gonna show us here a move that John Danner used to do on him. That you said you felt completely miserable when you were there. You already showed me. I felt the same way, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
So this was a position that he would use this on me when he was passing guard. He would do it both gi and no gi, and actually with the gi it was much worse because he would get to a position, and the position I'm going to show you, and he would just like anchor himself to me through the gi and through the pants, sometimes through the belt, and would just sit there. And what's interesting and how we got started talking about this was the idea of camping and like getting into a place where you're not using a lot of energy and the person underneath is using a ton of energy and they have to really work very hard. And at the time, he wouldn't talk about that specifically. Like, I think that he hadn't kind of formulated exactly the idea of camping, but the idea of making the other person work very hard and tilting the playing field in your favor, that was always something he talked about even from the very beginning. He said, like, one of the main ideas behind jiu-jitsu as a whole is that you're trying to tilt the playing field a little bit in your favor.
Yeah.
And, you know, even from like very early on, like the original kind of Gracie tradition was smaller people trying to defend against bigger people. And so it was kind of about that same idea. How could you make the other guy work harder than you if you're not able to work that hard, you know?
No, and I think guard passing is a perfect example for that because there's a lot of situations that you can literally like, just let your body weight do the job. You know? Like, as long as you position yourself correctly, your body weight does the entire job.
Exactly. Yeah. So this was definitely a case. Okay, so I'll show you. So it's out of any situation where we end up, you can start standing, and in the video series that we're doing, this is one of the ways that we enter. We start here and we move into a situation where it looks a lot like a traditional scoop grip, okay? And in the gi, you know, you would grab the fabric here, okay? If we wanted to stack, we would usually drive forward, and traditionally you're kind of reaching through underneath and lifting the hips up. But it's hard, I think, if you're a smaller person to like lift the person up into a stack. And even if you begin, a lot of times you get resistance where the person kind of plays wide here, and it's hard to do. So what he would do was he would start here with this carve, he would post a hand, and then he would switch his knees. So he would take a knee and kind of create this like shin pin effect where he's got his shin over the bottom leg, and then his upper body, he's not crowding here, because actually when I start to round my body and bring my head forward,
my leg can kind of rest.
Yeah, exactly. Your leg is pretty loose and free. He would go from this concave position to like a convex body. So he would take his body out and start to do this. And what's interesting is that you feel immediately, it's not really about stacking or pushing the knee towards the shoulder. It's more about splitting the legs. So he would push down and have an active leg here and be driving almost like, like diagonally. Yeah. And so this was bad enough. Usually at this point, like I would just kind of give up and just get my leg off, and then he would go like.
Yeah, I can see myself doing it.
Yeah.
Can I go a little deeper?
Yeah. Here. Yeah, exactly. And then he would come through and work from here.
Yeah.
But if he really wanted to make me like suffer from here, he would take his 2 feet and he would cross them. And he would kind of sit in this position and kind of push the body like this.
That stuff.
Yeah, so you can see like, basically it's like the whole mass of my body in between your 2 knees.
Yep.
If you're not that flexible, man, it's like, it's horrible. It's like a wishbone.
Yep.
And even if you are flexible and you can kind of do this, well, eventually at some point you're going to clear this leg, and then he could put the hand here or drop down. And with this shin pin, what's interesting is when you go to like lock a half guard, it's not that easy.
There's no way.
Because there's no leg to grab.
Man,
so
that's awesome.
it was really very devastating for me, you know.
Yeah.
But
I love it. Yeah, so it's he would almost like just make you suffer and see what you offer.
Yeah.
Or he had like a game plan. I strategy was more like seeing you suffering and then do something, or it's like go straight to something.
No. He would sit there, and I think that honestly, it's like, and we talk about this in the video also, that you know, a big part of jiu-jitsu is like doing something and then getting a reaction and allowing the reaction to determine what you're going to do next. And I think that sometimes, like when people are learning, especially early on, there's this sense of like, okay, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do this. But actually you have to kind of co-create the experience with the other person. So yes, I mean, at the time I was like, this is torture. He's just kind of like hanging out here. But I think from his perspective, like it was about what I would give up. You know, like not that I would give up, but what I would give up. So like if you're doing it to me and you take this kind of scoop and you pin the leg here, exactly, and you start driving forward, because because like sometimes I would try to drive the leg down like this and he would have the pass this way. Exactly. Sometimes I would see it coming and I would try to like turn and go this way. And so I would be giving him all these sorts of different reactions, and then I think there were no good reactions for me.
And I love how simple it is, because his job was just to hold that position. And wherever comes from there is kind of profit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was really cool. We cover that in this passing video, and a couple of other things that are like that, where it's great for you if you want to be an efficient person on the top, which, you know, it helps everybody, but specifically people who are not that athletic, people who are a little bit older, people who are not like, you know, very talented. They can get into some of these spots and really go to work.
No, and I really love how like John develops everything. Then Gordon comes and takes what works for him and his body type and that. And then you come with totally different body type, like skinnier, a little older and that, and you apply and then Gary Tono is kind of like the same game, but now it's a totally different speed, and you know, like, so this is so cool to see. Like there's a foundation that John creates that goes like to all this type of people and body types and ages, and you know, like, this is fascinating.
Yeah, it's really lovely, and we're lucky to be a part of it.
But we too. And this is awesome. Hey guys, make sure to check that out. So this is part of the instructional standing versus supine. And it's a guard passing series that Brian Glick is creating. And this is one of the instructions from that guard passing series. So hope you guys enjoy it. And Brian is great. As you guys can see, he's one of the best instructors we have. And he does an amazing job teaching. So hope you guys enjoyed. And thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Bernardo.
Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.